Colleen Mooney, The Raking Society.
Scooter Morris, Tipping Point.
Jonas Huerta, Hitori.
Francisco Cronin, Parent-Teacher Conference.
William Harrison, Parent-Teacher Conference.
Evelyn Romo, Only Fools.
Lauren Trujillo, Welcome Home.
And Taylor Trujillo, we co-directed Welcome.
Welcome. Welcome. Let's have the basic question.
And this gentleman screened his film at a night of Misfit Films. I was talking to you for Hitori. That was me. So I loved it. When I saw it in this lineup, I was like, oh, that's a given. We're going to screen his film. So it was great. I loved it. So we'll start with the basic, and we'll go with the mic this way. What gave you the idea? What scared me about the Raking Society was like, I'm now a conservative white woman watching the Raking Society. And that was my first reaction. And then I really, really enjoyed it. I really loved it. Thank you.
I don't know what that means. I'm concerned. That's awesome. Yeah, I think the way I started, I think people are like, what the hell's going on? Yeah, so I got the idea, living here in Santa Fe, I ended up buying a manufactured house, and I was working for an association at the time, and it was run by these two idiots. I should say that. You could probably look me up and figure out who they are. And I had to clean my yard. It was just a mess. So that inspired the whole Raking Society, because I literally rake a lot. I'll clean a lot. And then I have these neighbors and all these people I met in Santa Fe, living in Santa Fe, and it sprung from that. And that's kind of where I got the idea. It's just all the weird stuff going on. And my brain couldn't stop. I had that movie in my head for a year before I made it. Then my mom got sick and I put it off for a year. And then the Rack Focus Film Competition came up and I said, oh my God, I'm jumping in. I'm just going to make this freaking film that's in my head and get it out. So I did it. And now it's a pilot now, but I'm going to make it into a series because it's just so much fun. There's so many weird characters and I want to add more and I want to expand on Deer Club and all the weirdness. So yeah, that's where it came from.
No. I'm joining Deer Club.
Yeah.
So I make Tipping Point. It was an evolution of work. So the paintings are all mine. They're called sculpted paintings. This is a style I created. And about 15 years ago, I wrote the poem, The Poetic Prose. And as things in our country got stranger and more difficult for people to cope with it, I thought this was a way to put the country back together, an idea of how people could find something within their own sort of life to find a way to be patriotic, which is not always easy right now. So that's what I did. Read? Yeah. No, thank you.
I came across Hitori off Creepypasta. So the way I introduced my film is I wanted the audience to experience the same way. That's why it starts like a YouTube video. I made that for Rack Focus. Pretty proud of it. We had 20 days we shot it in 2 days and we had 20 days to edit and deliver. We won second place Best Picture and Audience Award. So I'm pretty proud of how that came out. And then we're going to make another one this year.
I
got the idea for a parent-teacher conference because I've been a teacher for half my life, and I have so many stories. There's so much more I could have done with that, too. It's a way larger story. But I focused on one family, and it was my first time. I got inspired by friends, and a lot of my actor friends. We got together and decided to try to do this, and we just jumped in head first without really knowing what we were doing, and it was so much fun, and we all learned a lot. And this Francisco, he produced it. He really was a leader for us over there, and so there's more to come in that realm too from me for sure.
So I directed Only Fools. Only Fools came from me listening to music. I tend to be very visual when I listen to songs. And I was listening to the theme of
and Une Femme, which is a man and a woman. It's a French film. I've never seen it yet. But I was listening to the song and I kind of just like envisioned this story. And I've been someone who's always loved love and love stories. And I wrote it down in one night. And the next day I was like texting my friends being like, do you guys want to make this with me? And I'm so grateful that they were down to do this with me. So.
Hi, so Taylor and I are sisters who co-directed Welcome Home. It was a 8-hour film, so we wrote it, shot it, and edited it in 48 hours. It was a bit of a whirlwind. What we were allowed to have before was a location and a cast and crew, so that influenced a lot of what we did, but really it was more my personal experience as a 911 dispatcher during the COVID pandemic, where I dealt with a lot of domestic violence calls. And it was a very like cathartic way for me to kind of process that part of my life by making Welcome Home and kind of its a little bit darker themes that go along with it.
Well,
It's great.
thank you. The producer of Parent-Teacher Conference, did you want to say anything about that production aspect of producing that film? I think it's great that you just had one location, which made it really simple, but talk a little bit about that, please.
I'm proud to say that we spent, I think, no money on that movie. But, we used, so that's the school that Adam actually works at. And you know, all the actors got lunch. I guess you guys bought us lunch.
Yeah,
that was our biggest expense. I don't know if you guys noticed in the credits, it was like the same 10 or so people doing everything. So yeah, we just had a little filmmaking group. We just made some short films for fun, and you know, most of the production was like getting people together, getting rehearsals going, and then getting the locations down, really getting a lot of people in the same place at the same time to work on the same thing is hard when you're not paying them. So, and we shot it all in a day too. It was a long day. And by the end of the day, there was the parent-teacher conference scene was the 3 actors and me working 2 cameras and a boom. So we had a skeleton crew, but we made it work.
Yeah, you made it work. I wanted to say something because, like, Only Fools, the actors are both here, right? Can I get the 2 actors to stand up in Only Fools and just tell me about that experience? Do you need a mic, or can you use your theater voice?
I can yell.
You can yell? Okay. So these were the 2 leads in Only Fools, and I really, really enjoyed them. And I enjoyed your film. I enjoyed all of your films. That's why I chose them. But just tell us a little bit about that experience working on Only Fools.
You got it, bro.
Okay, well, it was basically just like hanging out with all of my friends for a couple of days and doing something really fun. It didn't really feel like we were making a movie. It just felt like we were all hanging out together. And it wasn't super serious, but it came out really well. And I love Evelyn, so I would do anything for her. And I did everything she asked me to do. So, that's what I'm here.
I like build in as like a person getting stabbed in one of Evelyn's biggest builds. It's also when opening figures, it's this and that. But it was a great time. It was probably like my first time getting to really act in a film. I'm definitely proud of what came out, especially like the idea of it, especially Evelyn saying how much she like love. Absolutely true. I've never seen somebody who like had such a beautiful like almost fairy tale like version of it, and it's really great to see that part of their trains like in the film. Dude, it's such a beautiful way.
Yeah, thank you both. Did such a great job. Such a great job. Can we open the floor to questions? Because here's
Leo's here.
Oh, is Leo here? Leo, stand up. Oh my goodness, Joe, please. Hi. Do you want to say anything about your experience with the Raking Club?
It was super easy. One of the easiest things I've shot, actually. We went in there and we did it like probably like 5 stuff in like an hour, and we just did it. And she was like, "Just do whatever you want." And I was like, great. So I just kind of dipped her out for like a little while, and then she was like, you're good. And I was like, that's it? She's like, yep. And that's kind of like not really close friends with Colleen, but we didn't even know each other.
Wow, please.
And it was just really, really fun shoot.
Nice. I'm
Glad you did a great job. Is there anybody else here that was in a film that was in this block that wanted to stand up and say anything? And again, I want to open the floor up to questions, because this, again, is the opportunity for you to ask the directors, what did you mean by that? And I loved in Only Fools how just that awkward newness that both of them had, like really awkward, because I would be the person that would lose my keys, on a first date, and then like hate the person that I was dating, and then I'm stuck with them, right? Because I need a ride home. But I loved it. So questions.
I'm gonna just get that statement.
Yeah, I mean, parent-teacher conference, school students get to see the film yet, or what's their reaction?
Well, the two kiddos that were in the film were actually the real kids of the father. So yeah, he let his kids be in the film, and they did so good. He's a great actor, as you could see. He was the funniest thing in there. But yeah, I couldn't get any of my real students in the film, but just some actors.
I think it was kind of fan sacred.
Oh, the kiddos, yeah, they seen the movie. Yeah, I mean, I think they all loved it, and it's a year ago, so by now those kids are grown. It's kind of weird how fast kids grow, but yeah, so it's cool for him and to see his kids in their first acting role for sure. Yeah.
Any other questions?
Back.
Three in the back.
This is her Only Fools. Love the way you did a couple different mediums, styles of communication across the film.
Thank you.
And it got more disparate as it went on, even though they got closer together, which was really cool. My question is, was the original idea always to sort of pull the dialogue away and pull them sort of away from each other, or is that something you discovered as you were making it, that was sort of the better idea, the better plot?
It was originally fully non-dialogue. Only the first, minute is dialogue. Full transparency, I suck at dialogue. So I tend to be someone who's very visual. I can see actions. I can see what people are doing. Conversations tend to be a bit hard for me to write a conversation between two people. So, I think the majority of us can agree that film also is a lot more acting out what you want to say rather than saying it directly. So I really kind of wanted to play with that, and I really wanted to play also with how music affected the scene as well. So shout out Thomas, who I know is in here. He wrote the score for Only Fools. Yeah. Originally it started off as a no dialogue film.
Nailed it.
Yeah, thank you.
All of them nailed it. Hello. Welcome home, excuse me. Colleen, your experience as a 911 operator, you could write volumes about that. Was it easy to sort of lean it more towards the paranormal?
So since it's a 48, paranormal is actually the prompt that we received, which is why we leaned it that way. I also think a little bit of distance using something like paranormal can be really great for working through old emotions.
Yeah.
So I did appreciate that we kind of leaned into that, and then I was able to work through some of that. And yeah, I could literally write films for the rest of my life off of the 3 years I was a dispatcher. But Welcome Home was a real whirlwind for us because we got our prompt, which was paranormal movie.
Space cowboy.
Yeah, /space cowboy. We've got a horse in there. And we started writing the script, and within an hour we had first shot off and didn't finish the script until we were about 6 hours into filming. So we had a writer in the other room handing us pages, and we were reviewing them while we were shooting the movie. So it was a very quick whirlwind process, and if you've ever done something like you guys did the Rack Focus, which was on a time crunch, 48's on a time crunch, anytime you do it, it's like, oh, how did we do that? Like, how did something watchable come out of something so fast?
Talk about you're a martial arts expert, so tell us a little bit about that in the film.
Yeah, we both have our black belts in Taekwondo.
You're badasses.
And we do stunts as well. And so actually, because we shot that night, there was just kind of pieces that got missed. And thankfully, we had all that time to edit it. And our editor came back and was like, we need a transition piece between the fight scene and then running out of the house. It's just kind of weird. And we were like, okay. And I realized that our lovely, so talented actress, Diane, she and I are about the same height, about the same size. So I was her stunt double, and I was the one who took the punch and took it to the ground. So it was lucky. It was lucky that I could double Diane and that I could take that moment, because it was, I think it really helped the film hit home that I could do that. So
I'm actually in.
Other questions? For Welcome Home, having done a 48-hour film festival, would you do another one?
Oh, absolutely not. It was an experience, but no.
we love our 48-hour film festival here, and we're very lucky that we have such a great festival here. But personally, I don't know. I think if I'm going to put the time and money into producing something, I would prefer to not feel like I had to sacrifice choices one way or the other.
Yeah, I feel the same. Just the rush nature of a 48. I mean, you're never completely happy with anything you make. Like, there's always room for improvement. But on such a condensed schedule, it was, yeah, it's a difficult challenge. I really applaud people who do it over and over again. I would just rather put our time and our resources and our very talented cast and crew into something that we have a little bit more time to play with and work with.
Good one. With any other questions?
Oh,
Or is that in your bathroom?
for the Rake Society, I love the characters in the film, and I was wondering, they were so quirky and unique. Where did you get the idea of, like, the Nepo Raker, the deer enthusiast?
I made them all up. The deer enthusiast, that is technically me. That's me. But I chose to play the leader of the president because it was my movie. It was for a competition, and I haven't been booking anything, and I'm like, I'm going to be the star of my own film now. So I gave myself the lead and wrote myself the lead, even though I am truly deer woman. The other rakers, they are two of my neighbors. Rio is my friend. I've known him since I've lived here. And I really let everyone just be themselves in my little weird world. So I wrote them all the script, and then once we shot the script, like Joe said, I call him Leo. I still call you Leo sometimes. Then we just went I'm like, go do whatever you want. And we captured so many gifts that I actually have a 30-minute film now out of all that. Yeah, so it was really fun. And I actually you're part of the Rec Focus. We had 90 days, but it was less than that. They only gave us 2.5 months, really. Right. Yeah, and I just bought a camera, watched YouTube, and figured out how to use it, because I was going to use my iPhone. And I was like, Colleen, don't do that. So I bought a camera, bought a speaker, filmed it at my house. Rio had AR, thank God I used his. But yeah, I did everything myself, crafty. I ordered pizzas, made cookies, had everybody over my house, and we just had fun with it. And Violet, she's an amazing improviser. That's Rebecca Lynn Farrell. And I wrote her in last minute. I was like, we need another weirdo. And I was like, we need somebody's long-handled tools. There's got to be a little innuendo. So I wrote Violet in, and she just had a couple bit parts, and she just nailed it. Like, everybody I let the actors, I'm an actor. So when the actors showed up, I'm like, yeah, do your lines, be yourself. Like, I want every makeup girl. They all just nailed it. Like, let actors do their job, and they'll freaking do their job for you. And I couldn't believe what I got out of it. When I got it together, I was like, you all freaking rocked. Yeah, they made the movie. Yeah. I was so happy. Anyway, sorry, long. Sorry.
I actually wanted us to ask a question. Oh, sure. Yeah. You want the mic? No, it's okay. I'll just talk about it. Okay. I actually wanted to ask for Katori, did you guys, because it was interior level time, did you guys choose day for night, or did you just pull an overnight?
Oh no, we shot day for night. I hate overnight shoots, so we shot that in my house. We blacked out all the windows. If you watched it, or if you noticed, we had almost zero lighting. The whole time it was just this lantern, mostly. The lantern and a television, and that was like a lighting setup. And to this day, I'm still finding rice in my house.
And I really think that lended to the whole like creepiness of the story. It really did.
All of it.
Yeah.